My name's Sawyer Spradling. I'm 25 years old, and I'm based in Campbell, Texas. I shoe mainly work horses, Western horses, reiners, cutters, rope horses, rodeo horses, a little bit of everything. I don't shoe very many English horses. There's a couple on my books that I do, but I mainly specialize in the Western end of it, a lot of working horses. It's always been a goal. I noticed there's a lot of guys that do really well in business and competing and everything, and they all competed. So I started competing, and then after competing, you kind of want to be the best, you know, and getting on the American Farriers team, in my opinion, was the best. So that was a goal, and then I achieved that in 2020 in Chattanooga. And then I saw how 3-4 other guys seeing you at least once a month, you know, critiquing your stuff, you just skyrocket. You get way better really fast. And I just kept getting better and better and better, and it's almost like an addiction, you know. You want to be the best you can. Yeah, the feet get a lot healthier when you actually fit them. And I noticed that I thought I was doing really good because I was in my own shop, and it's easy to think, it's easy to be biased. It's easy to think that you're a lot better than you are when you don't have somebody looking at it like that. That sucks. That's not near as good as you thought it was. So then when you get on a 4-man team and you have a practice go, and you're like, man, I laid one down. And then guys look at your work and they're like, no, that's not where the standard is. That's not even close to the bar. So then you go home and you look at your feet after you've been at a weekend of seeing those guys work, and you're like, yeah, it's not near as good as I thought it was. So I think getting your fit and getting your shoe quality and even trimming feet, or especially trimming feet and balance and flat, things like that, you get it critiqued by your peers and you realize actually where you are. So you get all those bad things out and you create good habits, and you go home and your feet get way better because all your basics have gotten better in your everyday shoeing. You know, that is your practice, is your everyday shoeing, your fit, your trim, your shoemaking, if you build shoes behind the truck. And you get those habits well, and it's hard to do it wrong. You know, your mistakes become a lot smaller. We practice a lot, getting together a lot and running a lot of timed goes. You learn where to be and when to be there, and you get to where you don't bump into each other near as much, just repetition. And choreographing, you know, you run into somebody the first go, you're both trying to get into the vice. You're like, hey, if I do this at this time, it'll give him 10 minutes in the vice, and then when I need it, he won't be in it, and he's already on to the next stage. So choreographing is a really, really big deal. And then once you get it choreographed, you just practice it, run the go over and over and over and over until it's perfection. You know, it's a little bit of a financial sacrifice. You can look at it like that, but I shoe the same amount of horses before I was on the team as I do now. I just shoe them in a shorter time period. You know, you may be home 3 days out of the week, but you still have to get all those horses done. So it's just long nights and early mornings on the books, you know, shoeing horses. So financial, it is and it isn't, but it's a big sacrifice with family. I've got a wife and a 4-year-old daughter and a 5-month-old son, and it's hard being gone. But what I do is when I'm home in the evenings, I don't practice much. I'll go to the shop after they go to bed, or I'll go to shop before they wake up, you know. That way they're not always wondering where I am. So when I'm shoeing horses, it's one thing, but then when I'm done, I go home. We'll eat dinner, we'll watch a movie, we'll go to the arcade, something, you know, spend quality time with the family, and then just give up sleep, you know, sacrifice sleep, and go to the shop then, because they don't mind. If they're sleeping, they don't mind if you're practicing. But it's when they're awake wanting you home and you're in the shop that it becomes an issue, I think. I think everybody should compete some. Greg Turnka talks about it's a shot in the arm. You know, just like what I was talking about earlier. It's easy to be a big fish in a little pond, and you always take something home, whether it's from the clinic, the judge's clinic, or watching someone else have a go. The things you learn at a contest are second to none. Going to England's going to be cool. I've never been to England. So seeing the sights over there is going to be really cool, and it's the biggest one. It's the biggest contest. You know, we want to go do good. I'm a very, very competitive person, and I want to be the best. You know, and you come to a 3-day practice for a contest or something, and you're the weakest link. That's motivation to me. You know what I mean? I don't want to be dragging the team down. I want the team to do well, and I don't want to cost them any points. I want the team to do the best they can. So for the first little while, and maybe even still now, I was the weakest link. So that was huge motivation to me. And then Daniel Jones and I are teamed off on the team trials. We're partners there, and we push each other very hard. You know, we'll call each other throughout the week, and hey, you getting better today? You know, and that's a big push, having like a commitment partner, somebody to keep you accountable. And I think that's huge. There's a period of time in the beginning when the new team is made at convention that it's a little, not really awkward, but you're not quite bonded. You're not a family yet. And then hopefully soon after that point, you come together and there's a lot of team bonding. And then after that, like your family, you call everybody and you talk on the phone and you keep everybody accountable. And it's just good having 4 other guys and holding you accountable and sending pictures on the group text of feet, sending pictures of shoes. It's great. It's just great.